Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Jessica Show. Today is Thursday, July 28, 2022. What is the climate change? Well, well, last week we saw something born fire and weapon in UK and yeah, and something's going on. It was hot here. It was like 100. It was like 110 degrees. Now it's the heat. The heat is all over the country. Unless it was getting hot. Last week was getting hot. Monday, Tuesday, and yesterday we did have some rain, and then it's getting hot. So anyway, the climate change that it turns like it will be like hurricanes and tornadoes and the earthquakes and all this wildfires and all the stuff that's happening across the country, and you don't even know what is going on. That's all I know, and that's all I know. That I was like, wow. I mean, the climate change. Wow, you can never tell what's going to happen. Will it be on the wall? Will the house going to be on the water? Will houses be destroyed by hurricanes? Will it be everywhere? We don't know for sure. And then in late August will be a hurricane, a major hurricane, maybe in late August and early September, mid September, late September. Oh, well, you name it. I don't know. But anyway, we don't know for sure. We don't know it might be. So what can we do to stop when the climate change? What can we do to stop it? Is it global warming? Yes, it is. But no need to panic now because we all know that there has to be something that can change the world until it's too late. You never even know what's going on. It's happening for it's happening. This is the 21st century. This is 2022. But who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? So we're going to find out what's going on now. What happens now? Now we might know. Here's what you might know for sure: how to fight climate change. Well, anyway, let's take a look on USA Today. USA Today it says inflation reducing act. What you need to know about major effort to fight climate change. It says for more than a decade, Congress and also the Democrats and a growing share of their political base had chased a dream, legislatures, to combat climate change, large enough to transform our society into one equal to avoid the worst catastrophic of a rapidly warming planet. Yesterday, the dream made a giant leap towards reality. In a stunning proposal from the he appealed to kill a climate deal just 2 weeks ago. U.S. Senator John McCain, a consensus West Virginia Democrat, announcing support for the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022, a bill that would invest about $370 billion into a range of policies aiming at reducing U.S. greenhouse gas emissions that will make it the most sustainable effort by the federal government to tackle climate change in history. A vote on the bill could come within a week. Three supporters are bracing for any last-minute hurdles. Early reactions suggest the bill could transform into the American energy and transport sectors. Tens of billions of dollars will go towards supporting renewable energy development, lowering the cost of electric vehicles, building out public charging stations, revitalizing homes, plugging links of greenhouse gases from pipelines and wells, lowering emissions from the industrial, electrical, ecological section, and supporting communities located near Portland in the distance. In total, the Masters could by the Masters could by 2030 reduce U.S. greenhouse gas emissions 40% from where they were a quarter century early. That will leave the nation within striking distance of the emission reductions international scientists say are needed to involve the most advanced of climate change. It could even set an example for other nations to also reduce emissions. Emissions. That's what they said. That's what the Democrats would do. Now, it's a hell of a lot that seems to be talking at all the right things, says Jennifer Foley, executive director of Project Down, a nonprofit that ranks the importance of climate solutions. It's a really good down payment. Foley also noted that the bill is designed with the economy in mind. With analysts predicting it will lower the U.S. defense and have an entirely inflationary effect. Now, that's what they said. It is what it is. It's that at that point. What's happening? Now the climate change they always know they have it so all the time. And just like, well, we just have to worry about this time. We just have to worry about the other time. But it is what it is. It's coming. So now we're gonna go and we're gonna find out what is going on. Now what's happening was now we go to NPR and it says these close maps reveal the climate future for Miami, New York City, and DC. And this is going to happen. This is going to happen. And it doesn't seem right at all. It's not going to be. It's not going to be good. The climate change are here now. As climate change warms the planet, dries up sea levels, and in more dangerous hurricanes, the excessive or dangerous impact delivered by the fierce storms is set to get supercharged. Among the most worrisome, powerful flooding from storm surge. Rising seas and stronger winds mean the person waves pushed ashore by tropical storms and hurricanes will make their way farther and farther inland. That inland march will expose a large swath of the U.S. coast to the kind of flood unleashed during the Hurricane Katrina and Sandy and put more people at risk of drowning. So as 720,000 more people to flooding in the decades to come. The analysts used three landmark hurricanes, Sandy, Isabel, and Emma. Now, in all three west miles farther inland and grow steeper. By 2080, when sea rises could reach more than 3 feet, flooding will go for even more critical information. Even below sea level that we add due to this justifying makes this kind of scenario worse. That could be like 58 years from now. So Brian Houses, a hurricane resources at the University of Miami World Sentinel School of Marine and Atmosphere Sciences. He studies the damaging and powerful storm stores, like flooding waters from rainfall or overflowing chemicals or rivers. Storm surge also carries the power of wind, he said. When a hurricane makes landfall, winds powerful enough. Each time the wave hits, it's just a big spike, Hudson said. Official forecast in 2017. 2014. And using the first official forecasting in 2017. The National Hurricane Center began testing source forecasts in 2014 and it's in the first official forecasting in 2017. The little Hurricane Emma slammed Florida and triggered the largest invasions in the state's history. Now, some stone sources was killing people more than any other houses. So they went on this campaign to figure out we can how can we do something in a way that people understand, says Cody Fritz, who leads the Hurricane Center storm source until and conducting the modeling for MPR. Over the years, the center improves its source model, adding speculating laws that provide a more detailed project on how the water travels over land. It says regularly, you can't zoom down to wherever the water might be, Fred said. We're not that good that we can locate low mailbox, but you have a pretty good idea of what risk you might have to deal with. Now, 5 years ago, Hurricane Emma and its mighty force at Miami, putting the nation's seventh most popular country in the crosshairs of one of the most powerful storms on record. It was clear that basically everything east of US 1 would be under 9 feet of water, which includes my house, says Brian Haas, the University of Miami resources who studies the damage impact from stone swords. This would have been the complete worst case scenario for everything in Southdale County. Instead, the stone sword left and crossed the lower keys, sparing the cord, sparing the cord caused from the worst of this flooding. But what if Emma has stayed its course? As sea rises, storm surge projects mobilized by the National Hurricane Center suggest the scenario house failure could become dramatically worse. It's a particular urgent threat for the low-lying southern end of the country, where fast-growing suburbs and squeezes between two nations' parts and shrinking family community. Losing other data, including widespread and other atmospheric conditions during Emma, as well as topography and other features onshore. The National Hurricane Center modeled the depth and intense of flooding Emma would have produced the center of the storm made landfall in Miami-Dade County. Fred, the center store source sleep. Then after the links sea level rise and projections for the coming years from the National Oceanic and Atmosphere Administration to their Boston storm soldiers. Flooding already at leaking levels under today's conditions were taught 9 feet further and further at Indian as waters rise. NPR analyst releasing 2020 constant data find the number of people at risk can nearly double by 2080. 2018, that would be 58 more years. 58 more years. Based on NRA's likely sea level rise projection just over 2.5 feet. Wow, it's going to be that much. It's going to be really, really big. Damn. After Hurricane Andrew swept through the 1992 and it's in the air, South Florida has continued to see repeatedly strike or near misses by tropical storms or hurricanes. The construction in the country has boomed almost non-stop. Deployments like crystal clay, silver palms, and palm vases replaced tornado fields and muscles and masses. According to data from the University of Florida, 52% of deployment locked in air of Sutton Miami-Dade County pictured in the land map and the map below have been built since Andrew. That's more than 44,000 out of about 85,000 premises with structures. That post-Andrew constructions just over the door is already vulnerable to flooding from the storm like Emma. By 2080. Nearly two-thirds, 28,000 of those visiting Parliament lots will be at risk. And here it is. And here's another part. Now look at this. When a powerful storm comes, nothing to do but stare and pray and wait. Now look at this. A U.S. Air Force base and nuclear power plant will be among the critical. Will be the. I mean, I do not know. Anyway, I do not know what is going on, what's happening. Now, look at this. I study. I never study, and I never see this. I never studied like this before. People do. People do study. They know the climate change. Some people know the climate change, and some people can't. They don't. And look at this. Fissile storms accompanied with sea level rises from climate change will flood even more low-income new locals' apartments, achieving an ongoing affordable housing crisis. An NPR analyst of data from the National Hurricane Center predicts that a Sandy like storm could flood more than 50 NYCHA apartments by 2080. 2080. Now, national one study projects 3 times as many low-income homes at risk of frequent flood by 2050. So 28 more years. We got 28 more years left. Okay, and it's happening so far. 9 feet people in here. The homes will gonna be on the water with 9 feet. They're gonna be on the water by 9 feet. And then you look at this. This is New York City. This is the building. That's the building right there. I saw this a lot of stairs in front. I've been in New York City before in 2008. That was 14 years ago. So now, as we all know about the climate change, no need to worry about it. But anyway, it is what it is, and how they can do to fight the climate change, and how we can do to fight the climate change. It could be something else. It's going to happen in the year 2080. I'm going to be like 96 years old. I'm going to be 96 years old. In 2080, we'll all be dead by and be gone by then. In 2080. But anyway, look, it's all going to get worse. It's all going to get worse for real from now on. They're all by the 20. We're all going to watch. The movie they watched in 2020. The movie. And then you got everything's on the wall. The all quiz, the all quiz, and it's something that's it's happening so far. It's happening now. Now look at this. Now, Senate deal could be most significant climate bill yet. Now, the $369 billion deal Senate Majority Leader Charles E. Crudup further yesterday with, so now, John mentioned the Dodd could represent the nation's most conclusively climate policy yet. Even that it fell short of what the United States needs to do to meet its global warming policy by the end of the decade. It says it is what it is. Now, the agreement, which includes generous tax credit to spend clean energy department and push to electric vehicles, could put the United States on track to slash its greenhouse gas emission by 40% below 2005 level by 2030, according to Winter Group and Resources Fund. President Biden has pledged to cut emissions at least in half by the end of the decade. So now it is what it is for us. We got 8 more years, and 2030 is coming. they're gonna have well anyway, they're gonna have electric cars. They are gonna have more electric cars and more stuff's going on. So this could might hopefully it may not happen again. Now we'll go to the Hill. It says billions of Americans, along with as Asians and Europe, Asians and Europeans are what are willing during a shifting heat wave. The present heat is not confident to the summit. It reaches 100 degrees fervently in Boston and London last week, and this week the Pacific Northeast banks under the hot summer sun. Alternate ice melt, alter ice melts with dark dries out of the southwestern states and drains resources in California. Attaching brutal heat and dry created the perfect conditions for the wildfires that raised rapidly and ravaged the forests in the American West and the middle region in Europe. Now, the climate crisis struck back hard after efforts to turn back the tide of global warming failed in the United States. The U.S. Supreme Court overruled efforts by the Environmental Protection Agency to regulation the coal field energy plants that produce carbon emissions, says Joe Mitchell, rebuffing, rebuffing President Biden's efforts to get congressional action on regulatory fight climate change. Then Mitchell suddenly changed course. Was it the shifting heat wave that changed his mind, or was the potential politician and heat that he got from falling Democrats? Mentioning just cut a deal with Senator Major Leader Chuck Schumer that will provide just north of $300 billion to development clean energy sources to replace fossil fuel also users and reduce greenhouse gas emissions over the next decade. When former President Barack Obama signed the Affordable Care Act, then Vice President Biden, and that it was a big deal. The passage of this Senate proposal will also be a significant presidential master stroke. Now, as you will, the agreement is great news for hard-pressing middle-income taxpayers. The revealed sources for clean energy department is a 15% national corporate income tax that would require companies that pay little or no federal tax to pay their fair share. Taxpayers will get the benefits of new clean energy laws and protecting against environmental carrots. Now that might happen for us. It might happen. We don't know for sure, and it's happening so far. Now, what does the climate change mean? Well, it is what it is, and we gotta go there. We gotta do something. We gotta act now. They gotta act now. And so this climate change might be us just like a bit. I mean, people in New York, homes gonna be on the water in 2080, the year 2080 or 20, and I don't know. I just got there. I don't know. No, I can't read the news. I just can't read the news. The climate change is too much. Last week, it was a heat wave in London. Homes got being destroyed by a fire. Homes being destroyed by a wildfire. I mean, it's something else that you can't, but you gotta look out for. And we had to do something about it because it might come sooner or later, even though you don't know about this whole stuff that's going to happen. It's happening right now. So now we should never worry about it, folks. And we all know that God is in control. Joseph Gord here. Please subscribe this video. Please see you on YouTube and subscribe this video. Like me on YouTube. And I'll see you next time. Till then, take care.